Honorable Minister, on the issue of asset sharing, you talked about having the guidelines, but mine, I picked an interest on fraudulent sale of assets for the public. I want you to respond to that in line with Section 32(6) of the Public Finance Management Act. Yes, Honorable Seungu, Christine, Alan.
Yeah, thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I want to thank the chair of the committee who came in after when I was vice, and I also had the room to visit these cities when I was still vice chair, carrying out the same job. But your report is stronger than mine. So thank you very much, Honorable Abed. Madam Speaker, the issue of land in the new cities, Honorable Minister, through the Speaker, must be given a lot of attention. In the Fort Portal, the old district was in control of land against the new city, and they were fighting against themselves. So who takes control of land? What is the succession and the process of taking assets from the city, from the old district to the new city? Properties in Imbarara, they were complaining, Madam Speaker. The old district was in control of the offices within the city, and the new city or the administrators were not having where to sit. Could those assets be taken by the new city because they are within their jurisdiction now? And what happens to the new district? Honorable Minister, Woodsmith, you are making very good roads in these new cities. Even in Masaka we have them. But what kind of contract did you sign with Woodsmith? Because after making of these roads, there must remain equipments that will carry on routine maintenance of these new roads. But as we talk now, Madam Speaker, National Water breaks some areas. After breaking those new roads, nobody repairs them. And there is no equipment in place that will work on those roads after they are handed over by government. Places taken from different areas annexed. In Kalungu, where I come from, Masaka was a battle taking some parishes from Kalungu district, Chibisi and the Kasanji. But the resemblance from the time they were taken to the city and where they came from has not changed. There's still dust. You have put there some lights, night lights, but they're all filled with dust. People need to see that. But on what is happening is that you are putting strict laws on these new areas, stopping people from building their type of houses they are used to construct before they came into the cities. So could we see that change take place, Honorable Minister? Lastly, the governance type of houses, governance structures, we need these leaders in the cities to resemble Kampala city. When you talk about the Lord Mayor of Kampala, he has a vehicle with the name Lord Mayor. Then in Masaka, in Mbale, in the other areas, the chairman, the mayor is still a KLC5 chairman of where he came from, with an old double cabin. My interest as I enter Masaka city, as I enter Mbale city, any other city, I want to feel that pinch, interest, love, beauty of Kampala, and my mayor should also be in that kind of status.
Of the
Madam
capital
Speaker,
city, the capital city with the Masaka city. No, I am just looking at the difference between Masaka and then Kampala capital city. Capital. Just put the word capital.
Capital. Okay, city. But at least when you go to Arusha, you go to Dodoma, you go to Dar es Salaam, you see that kind of happiness in their areas. That's what I'm trying to bring. But I want to thank the committee. Thank you, Honourable Minister.
Thank you.
Thank you, Right Honourable Speaker, and thank you, Chair, for the report. Right Honourable Speaker, I personally, we are blaming for the failure of operationalizing some of these cities, and that it is only 4 in operation. But we need also, Right Honourable Speaker, to ask ourselves, is it a necessary expense now to have these cities operational, or we want to fulfill our political obligations of having more members of parliament.
You said how many are operational?
There are 5.
No, there are 10. You have Arua, you have Gulu, Soroti, Mbale, Jinja, Masaka, Mbarara, Fort Portal, and Hoima. Those are operational out of the 15, and Lira, out of the 15.
Out of the 15.
Now 5 are the ones which are not operational.
Yes, thank you, Right Honorable Speaker, for the observation. So we are wondering if that expense is really attractive to us now to really operationalize everything. But when we go for the physical development plans, Right Honorable Speaker, there are many of our people who have been residents of those areas for a long time. And it is just upon some people to shift the way they do their things, especially on the issue of land use. Right Honorable Speaker, our residents keep telling us, this is not only to the cities, but also the town councils and municipalities, that we do not take them through what they need to do, how they need to change their lifestyles. They have been here with graves, with their grandfathers years and years back, but the way they should behave in cities is really a challenge. And that other part of, orienting the population to fit in the city, it needs some special department in this process. Right Honorable Speaker, the issue of waste management in cities. Very many cities, we are looking at the structural plans and looking at operationalization of the governance, but land for the green zones in the cities, land for abattoirs, land for waste management, as if that one belongs to the MPs to help their people look out for where to, drag their garbage. Right Honorable Speaker, we would like more
You said the
elaboration.
MPs are the ones giving people where to take the garbage?
They are intervening a lot. People keep requesting them, the abattoirs, the garbage collectors and the leaders.
Don't these governments have that land?
The issues with the land, as if that one
I'm
is...
saying, don't they have the land? It's just a matter of allocation.
Yeah, some don't, and many don't have, Right Honorable Speaker.
We'll hear from the minister.
And the negotiations are not thorough.
I don't want the MPs to be seen to be the ones doing government work. It's not correct.
Yes. Right Honorable Speaker, the negotiations are always not thorough. The land owners keep on complaining as if the compensations are mean, and then land
By the
titles...
way, for compensations to be done, the government valuer does the valuation.
Yes.
The compensation is not just done after seeing that this is your land, I think I should give you 5 shillings. No, there should be a valuation from a government valuer.
Yeah. Right Honorable Speaker, thank you so much. And we thank the committee for the report.
Thank you.
Those are some of the
Alan?
observations.
Alan, Tony,
Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Edakas.
I thank the committee for that elaborative report about our cities. Madam Speaker, I think going forward, we should think about making a law separately to govern and oversee the operationalization.
Which law is that?
Of
Tell me
this
the
city.
law.
Like it is with the Kampala Capital City Authority. Because as a former councillor at KCCA, this helped us so much and is still helping others there to manage the city better. Because the Ministry of Local Government seems to be overwhelmed by the too much work in supervising all the local governments in this country. Because these are cities, we need to see a change. We need to see something looking better, like how Honorable Seung said, that when we go to other cities in other countries, not necessarily the capital cities, but when you go to Cape Town, when you go to Mombasa, you see at least some change in management, rather than when you go to Masaka, it still looks as if it was like LOC as a district. So
What
this
is the LOC?
local council or local government. in
Why,
Masaka.
why are you trying to demean Masaka like it is a Masaka is a city?
In the name,
No. MP of Masaka.
and he's
Yes,
the one who made the report.
Let me first, let me
hold on.
first have Honorable OO.
Right Honorable Speaker, for the record and others who are going to read these proceedings after us, when this matter of the cities came, it was unanimous. This parliament was unanimous and Honorable Sewanyana was there.
In
To
the,
now
10th Parliament.
I can forgive the MP from Chivoga because she was not there yet, but I cannot give Honorable Sewungu and Honorable Sewanyana. For us to start debating about cities, we are not appreciating the urbanization policy of government. And now, for you to say every city must be like Kampala or Mombasa, you are not recognizing the growth trend for any urban center. Kampala in 1923 was not the Kampala you see now. Are you in order, Sewungu?
Madam Speaker, I was still driving my point home.
Honorable members, I like when we ask question that is this really necessary? Is it necessary to have these cities? I remember in the 10th Parliament, government had not brought all these cities. It was a give and take. It was a negotiation in the House. People said, if you want us to allow your cities, also give us in this area. It was a fault of Parliament. It was not government. It was Parliament that added the cities. I am telling you, I was there for you knew.
Madam
Yes,
Speaker,
Tony.
I was driving my point home.
Right, Honorable,
finish.
the Honorable Member Sewanyana, I want to invite him to Masaka City.
Yes.
Masaka, ever since was awarded the city status, has grown as a growth center for the entire region.
Thank you.
You need to come to Masaka and see the road network. You need to come to Masaka and see the businesses in Masaka. This parliament gave us money for a new stadium and we are constructing. I want to invite the honorable member. It is not true that Masaka has not changed. Masaka has changed greatly. It is growing. I invite you. I will pay even for your accommodation, honorable, so that you enjoy
the last time Honorable Sewanyana was in Masaka, he was in, so he didn't see how beautiful the city is. He didn't see the beauty of the city. Yes, Tony?
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker and honorable members. Right Honorable Speaker, first of all, I want to thank the committee for the report, and I want to support the recommendations. But most importantly, Right Honorable Speaker, urbanization is very significant in development of a community and any area. And we want to support government and this parliament. In the last parliament I was there, we supported the creation of these cities. And when you look at most of these towns now, which are being supported because they have become cities, they have become municipalities, under youth meets, for example, you find it changes the structures and the life of people. The economic activities gets more high. Social services in terms of education and health and innovations and business gets much better than before. I want to give you an example of a town, Right Honorable Speaker, where you know very well Apache Town. When you get to Apache Town today, after the support under Youth Meet, the whole town has changed, is beautiful, and the business has increased. When you get to Masindi, when you get to Gulu, now the main issue here is that this will require a lot of support from government and parliament in terms of guidelines, in terms of resources and budget, so that where there are gaps, and challenges in urbanization, we are able to put in resources and support it to grow. So I think the general principle here that we should support the urbanization process that government has taken, parliament has supported. Now resources are needed, and that should be the center of our discussion. How do we prioritize supporting as per the report of the chairperson and the committee? And we see that we push these centers, these cities, these municipalities, and even the rural growth centers, Right Honorable Speaker. The employment has increased as a result of having these cities, and which Parliament must support. So I want to thank the committee and think we concentrate on what we need to do going forward because we know the challenges are there. I thank you, Right Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Adakas.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Thank you for the opportunity. Let me also add my voice to thank the chairman for the report, and maybe just a comment on two, three things. One is really the issue of access to water. I think the cities, there are new cities that were approved, but with difficulties. If I use the example of Soroti City, we still have the same access point of water from Aoja, supplying the city and supplying Kalaki District, Kabaremaido District, and a fleet of all those. I think it would be good for the ministry to now plan a source of water for only Soroti City, and also plan other sources for the other town councils, a fleet of town councils in all those districts. In Kabaremaido Town Council, we face water challenges, and it's because we are dependent on Soroti City to extend the water to Kabaremaido. I think it would be important for the ministry to pay attention to that. The other is really the emoluments of local councils, which I would tell you, it's the same issue probably in the cities as it is in the rural areas. Most of the LC1s, their work has increased beyond what it used to be because of the growth in our economy. Today in the city, most LC1s would get paid percentile out of sales of land and things like that. They continue to look for ways to be rewarded. I think the chairman and the committee were right to point out that local councils, whether they are councillors or chairpersons LC1s, they need better, government needs to plan better for them as their level of involvement has increased. And finally, generally the role of what we call a parish or a ward has also increased. Ever since the coming of PDM, we now see large populations around wards and around parishes. And those numbers of population require better planning. As I speak, whereas our policy seems to say healthcare goes to the sub-county in terms of Health Center 3. There's a lot that is happening in the parish, actually, and the removal of the Health Center 2, taking it to Health Center 3, is leaving a gap that is not being filled by policy. And I think that kind of policy needs to be rethought. Even in the rural areas, some parishes are too large even to just provide for the resources. I thank you.
Ross.
Thank you so much, Right Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker, I want to salute the committee for work well done. I am from Terego, but occasionally I come to Arua City, which is one of the new cities. And the areas he alluded to, especially the garbage collection, is so crucial for the new cities. It will be very, very imperative upon the nation to specifically allocate money for the new cities for their operationalization, because the influx of the population is really at a very high rate. We used to run up to Kampala. Now you can imagine the number of buses that truck to Kampala every other day has reduced because we have a city called Arua. And we share Arua with Congo and Sudan. They are lucky to have a city made out of Uganda and in Arua. And also the issue of water challenge. I think whatever National Water had planned is so small now for the cities. I think there is need to plan for water, especially water and sewage corporation. Thank you so much, Right Honorable Speaker.
Minister, you need to take note of the issue for the garbage. It's a very serious matter, and that's why you find somebody that brought a motion one time on retention of NTR, retention of the NTR. Gabriel, then youth.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker.